Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the campus of Laney College here in Oakland, California. My name's Satchel Foster. I'm going to take you through this one. It's a matchup between the Academy of Art Urban Knights and the Dominican Penguins here in the Pac West Conference. And the Urban Knights, they come into today 17-7, 12-4 in conference play. They're in second, just a half game behind first place. They've already clinched a spot in the postseason tournament. Meanwhile, for Dominican, they come into this one 10-15, 7-10 in Pac West play. In seventh place, just outside, on the outside looking into the postseason. But despite that fact, you look on paper, this might seem like a mismatch, but the last time these two teams played, the Urban Knights did prevail, but it was in two overtimes. Urban Knights won that one 87-82 after a 6-6 tie in the first overtime. They won the second overtime 16-11. Looking to see hopefully a bit of an easier win tonight. Meanwhile, the Urban Knights tonight are going to mix up the starting lineup, perhaps. Coach Scott Waterman just mixing things up here at the end of the season with the postseason already clinched. So the Urban Knights are going to have a little bit different look here than they normally do, and we'll get to that when the lineups are announced. But for the Urban Knights, they've come into this game red hot. They've won 11 of their last 13. They're on a 3-game winning streak. During that stretch, they have played 3 overtime games, 2 of which went to double overtime. 2-1 in those 3 overtime games, but they've been red hot of late and look to keep that hot streak going. And we'll take you through this one shortly. Welcome. Welcome back here. I'll get you through the starting lineups first for Dominican, as announced by Coach Justin Arginal. It'll be Dale Curry, the 6-foot senior, Brendan Johnson, the 6'5" junior, and Garrett Siebels, the guards. Garrett Siebels, 6'3". Marcus McCutcheon, the 6'6" senior forward, and Carter Plusha, the 6'6" senior forward, are the starters for, Pluchet, the starters for Dominican. Meanwhile, for the Urban Knights, as I mentioned in the open, they're mixing up the starting lineup just a bit. So starting tonight for the Urban Knights, it'll be a couple of the usual suspects, Rodney Munson being one of them, the 6'2" junior guard from New Orleans. He's joined by Quentin Metcalf, the 6'8" junior forward from Würzburg, Germany. But getting the start today is the redshirt sophomore guard, Eli Taylor, 5'9", from Elizabeth, New Jersey. He's joined by Alan Taylor, the 6'3" junior guard from Bradley, Arkansas. And, of course, the other holdover in the starting lineup is Latrell Williams, the 6'5" junior forward from Gary, Indiana. Those are the starters tonight for Scott Waterman and the Urban Knights. As I mentioned, they come into tonight red hot. They come in sporting the best offense in the conference, averaging 82.2 points per game. Third in shooting at 45% as a team. These Urban Knights looking as good as ever as the end of the season and the postseason approach. It'll be Metcalf jumping it with and losing it to McCutcheon. McCutcheon handles, gets it into Curry, who drives, can't finish. Latrell Williams grabs the rebound. Here comes Eli Taylor with it, and he'll dribble handoff to Rodney Munson, who's defended there by Johnson. And now Taylor's defended by Johnson. It looks like a bit of a 1-2-2 zone here from Dominican. They get it out to Latrell Williams, who misses that three-pointer. And Dominican will handle it the other way with Johnson. Gets a screen from McCutcheon. Tightly defended there by Taylor. This is a dribble handoff to Siebels, who's going to be fouled on that jumper by Munson. And the first points of the game potentially will be earned at the line. Siebels, a 66% free throw shooter coming into tonight. Rims home the first one, and that is the first point of the night. First 2 points for Siebels on the foul by Munson. The Urban Knights will bring it the other way. It does look more like a man defense now, just with a little bit more activity off ball, as there's Quinn Metcalf laying that one up and in and getting the first points for the Urban Knights. Push it ahead to Pluchet. Dribble handoff to Curry, who's defended by Allen Taylor. Drive, and that pass is deflected by Munson. Good activity there from Munson to poke that away. Dominican will have it here with 15 to shoot. Getting into McCutcheon, who's going to try to back down Metcalf. Wasn't a good idea. Strong defense there as Metcalf and Latrell share a laugh as they fought each other for that rebound. And then there's Munson. Strong drive and finish through contact from Rodney Munson. And the Urban Knights have their first lead. This is Curry, seeing two defenders, gets it over to Siebels, who's going to shoot that over Eli Taylor, and using the height advantage there to hit the mid-range. But the Urban Knights will push it off of that made basket. They try to lob it to Metcalf. Good catch and a strong finish. Taylor saw the space for Metcalf, and he was able to come down with it and finish strong at the rim there. And then wide open is Johnson, misses that three. Munson couldn't quite secure that rebound, and that came off of Rodney Munson. Now, the last time these two teams played, Curry and McCutcheon were big factors, as there's a miss there from Pluchet. Nice behind the back dribble there from Munson, and then the lob to Metcalf, who's blocked inside by Siebels, or was it McCutcheon? Good defense there from Dominican. As I said, McCutcheon and Curry, the last two times these played, had 23 and 18 respectively, as Johnson and Siebels also had 15. The starting five, very effective offensively the last time these two teams met, as that steal from Taylor couldn't keep it, threw it out of bounds. Dominican will have it with 10 to shoot. Meanwhile, for the Urban Knights, their two leading scorers tonight who start the game on the bench combined for 50 of the 87, being Jamal Fuller and Isaiah Williams in the last matchup between these two teams. So we'll see what the offense continues to look like throughout the night, depending on the minute distribution between Fuller and Williams, as that great defensive play there by Taylor, all for naught there, as it looks like he fell out of bounds. I'm not quite sure, but it was ruled that he fell out of bounds. And so Dominican continues this long possession. Curry defended by Taylor. And Alan Taylor's going to be called for a foul after Curry initiated that contact with Taylor. Not sure I love that call. Foul given there to Taylor. That's the first on Allen. He's continuing to guard Curry, who drives and has that swatted and then saved by Latrell Williams, but he saved it right to Marcus McCutcheon. So a strong defensive possession there from the Urban Knights, but unable to pay it off. And Dominican able to tie it in. And there's a nice reverse there from Eli Taylor. And then gives the too small there. Despite being the shortest player on the court right now, Eli Taylor having no issues getting to the rim. As there's a foul on Latrell Williams on the driving Siebels. And that'll get us to our first break. 15:58 to go in the first half. Urban Knights leading by 2 with Dominican to take 2 free throws out of the break. Welcome back here to Laney College. Urban Knights leading by 2, but Garrett Siebels is about to head to the line, where he's 2 of 2 tonight already. Last foul was on Latrell Williams, his first. Third team foul. Meanwhile, Dominican is yet to commit a foul. Urban Knights with the same 5 on the floor. Dominican with a sub. Checking in for the first time is number 2, Nathan Ilunga, 6'8" junior from Lubumbashi, Congo. Siebels misses the free throw. Ilunga got a hand to that rebound, but Quentin Metcalf was there to secure it. Urban Knights moving the ball. We get it into Metcalf. High post, he's going to drive. C2 defenders. And nearly rimmed that one in, but a strong drive there from Metcalf. He'll earn his way to the line. Quentin Metcalf, who missed 11 games this season. Coming into tonight, he had played in 13 of the 24. Started 2 of them. Knocks down that free throw. He is a 69% free throw shooter on the season. Metcalf splits the free throws. McCutcheon emerged with that rebound, but this is Johnson handling. Johnson gets it down to Ilunga, can't finish. Rebound to Latrell Williams, and here come the Urban Knights in transition. Rodney Munson springs open for 3 and knocks it down. Rodney Munson with the game's first 3-pointer. He's got 5, and the Urban Knights lead by that many at the moment. Just over 5 minutes in. Urban Knights off to a good start offensively, 5 of 8 shooting. They're holding Dominican to just 2 of 10 shooting, but they've made 3 free throws, and they've already got 4 offensive rebounds. And at 5, this is Curry to beat the buzzer. No, hits the rim though. Rebound Siebels. There's McCutcheon. Well contested there by Metcalf, and Eli Taylor grabs the rebound and will push it over to Latrell Williams. Top of the key three. Back rim. Rebound to McCutcheon. He's going to bring it back the other way. Curry. He'll spot up on a three in transition. Leave it short. Metcalf got hit in the face. Quentin Metcalf down behind the play. Scott Waterman upset with the referee that he didn't call it after Metcalf got whacked in the face. And I can't blame him. It happened right in front of the official that Scott Waterman's currently giving an earful. So Quinn's going to sit down and get looked at along with the two Taylors, Eli and Allen. That'll get Traylon Payne, Isaiah Williams, and Jamal Fuller into the game. So this is now what has been the usual starting five for the Urbanites on the floor. Jamal Fuller, his first touch of the ball. This is Latrell Williams driving from the free throw line, spinning, fading, rimming it in. Tough shot there from Latrell Williams for his first basket. And then there's a steal. Isaiah Williams knocked that ball off of Curry before it went out of bounds. And a heads-up defensive play from Isaiah Williams gets the Urbanites the ball right back. However, there's 20 on the shot clock, and I'm not quite sure why that is, as the shot clock should have been reset after the make. It never started, and then there's a foul baseline there on the drive from Jamal Fuller. So the shot clock back at 20, which I think it should be higher than that, but that's where it sits right now. Payne inbounds it to Isaiah Williams. Latrell Williams hands it back to him. This is Munson. He's just going to drive past Johnson. Took some contact there, didn't get it. Here comes Johnson out of the pack the other way, defended by Fuller. Jamal Fuller getting crossed up a little bit there by Johnson. This is Curry now on Munson, gets a screen from Ilonga. But Munson emerges with the ball, and he's going to be fouled in transition. That foul's going to go against Fouché. Will be another sub for Dominican as Curry will sit and be replaced by Omari Davis. Urbanites inbounded to Jamal Fuller. He sees two defenders. Here comes Latrell Williams drawing a lot of contact, and Latrell's going to earn his way to the line. Urbanites, as they so often do, just driving strong to the basket, and so far haven't been rewarded too much. Only 2 free throws before these two here from Latrell. He knocks that one down. So that's 2 fouls on Pluche, along with 1 on Johnson and 1 on McCutcheon. Meanwhile, the Urbanites have 1 on Munson, Latrell Williams, and Allen Taylor. In the early going, as there's a trap in the corner, poked away by Payne, who took some contact. No call there, but the Urbanites will keep the ball. So they've now forced 3 turnovers in the early going here. This full court press that they've gone to ever since they subbed in their usual starting 5 has worked, and then a wide open jumper on the out of bounds there from Isaiah Williams. He looked a little confused about how wide open he was, but he knocked down the jumper, and all of a sudden the Urbanites are out to an 11-point lead. It's Pluche getting it over to Johnson, back to Pluche. Davis guarded by Isaiah Williams, dribble handoff to Johnson. He sees Isaiah Williams with those long arms in front of him. Will get a ball screen. Good contest there from Latrell Williams, but better finish by Johnson. His first basket. Cuts the lead down to single digits. Williams drives. Fuller had a good look at 3 there, but couldn't quite secure that pass. Instead, he'll drive through some contact Won't get it, but Latrell Williams comes down with the rebound. They swing it around. Munson for three. Got it. Rodney Munson's got 2 threes and 8 points. And the Urban Knights now lead it by 12. Just getting whatever they want on that end of the floor right now. Now shooting 8 for 14 to start the game. 2 of 3 on threes. And they've shut the faucet off on this end as there's a bad miss there from Ilunga. Then they get it into the cutting. Isaiah Williams is going to draw a foul on Pluchet, and that's going to be his 3rd foul already. So Pluchet is probably going to have to sit for the rest of this half as he's already picked up 3 fouls, and that'll take us to a break. We got 11 and a half to go in the first half. Urban Knights out to an early 12-point lead. It's 21-9. Welcome back here to Laney College. Urban Knights leading 21-9 as Isaiah Williams is going to head to the free throw line. For the first time tonight, Isaiah 9th in the Pac West in free throw shooting at 82.8% coming into tonight. Misses that first one. Good old-fashioned broadcaster jinx there. Apologies, Isaiah. That one's on me. Hits the second, so Williams splitting the free throws, pushing the Urban Knights lead up to 13. And it's looking a lot different from the first time these two teams played, as Pluchet is going to stay on the court with those, what I thought was 3 fouls. I guess they gave that last foul to someone else. Try to check on that when I can, as there's a foul on Isaiah Williams. Instead, it looks like they've given the foul to Ilunga. Looked like that foul should have been on Pluchet, but not given, as there's a nice finish inside on the floater there by McCutcheon. It's now 22-11. There's a deep 3 there from Payne. Hits him backboard, as here comes Johnson. Had it poked away there by Payne, but it's going to be a foul on Traylon Payne. That'll be the 5th team foul, first on Traylon. Johnson at the line for his first attempt, knocking that down. Quentin Metcalf will check in for the Urban Knights as Latrell Williams will rest for the first time. Good to see Quentin back on the floor after he was hit in the face, perhaps poked in the eye. Also, who checked in at that last dead ball for the Urban Knights was Alan Taylor. Meanwhile, for Dominican, they rock with Pluchet, McCutcheon, Johnson, Curry back on the floor, and Davis. Isaiah Williams with it on the wing. Urban Knights lead is back down to 9. They get it into Jamal Fuller, who just backs down Pluchet and scores with ease. Jamal Fuller with his first basket to push the lead back up to 11. This is Davis, guarded by Payne. They get it over to Johnson, who's got Fuller in front of him. Driving, stolen by Payne, pushes it ahead to Alan Taylor. Taylor on the drive. I think he was expecting some contact. He laid that one up just a little bit short. Here comes Curry the other way, and Isaiah Williams got hit in the face there on the dunk for McCutcheon. Lead back down to 9. What was a bit of an awkward possession there as Isaiah Williams launches from the corner. Long. Quinn Metcalf pulled in that rebound with one hand and then was fouled on the way up, as clearly he only had one hand available there. Someone must have been doing something, and it was Davis who committed that foul. So Quinn will go to the line for the second time. 1 of 2 tonight from the charity stripe. Hits that one, push the lead back up to 10. Meanwhile, that was the 6th foul on Dominican, so their next foul will put the Urban Knights in the single bonus. Metcalf leaves the second one on the rim, so we got an even 10-point ball game. But as I mentioned, this game looking a lot different from the first time these two teams played. The last time these two teams played, Urban Knights trailed by 8 at the half, as we've got a foul here on the drive. That's going to go against Metcalf. That'll be his first in the team's 6th. So now both teams 1 foul away from the single bonus. But the Urban Knights, after they fell behind the last time these two teams played and shot an abysmal 34.6% in the first half, coming out a lot stronger here with 25 points on 9 of 18 shooting with still over 9 minutes to go in the half. Davis cut off there by Payne. Curry gets it into McCutcheon, lays it up and in. Good little 2-man game there from Curry and McCutcheon. And the lead that was once as high as 13 right now sits at 8. Urban Knights are 1 of their last 4 on field goals. As there's Isaiah Williams driving. A lot of contact, no call there. But the ball came off of Dominican. Urban Knights will have it on the baseline here with 15 to shoot it. It's Payne inbounding to Fuller, who just lost it. Metcalf got to the loose ball, and then he lost it. Now here comes Dominican the other way. They get it to Davis, who's going to be fouled there by Isaiah Williams. And after getting off to such a great start, it looks like the Urban Knights playing a little bit more nonchalant here. And Dominican's kind of finding their way back into this one. Trail by 8. Davis misses that first free throw. Only his 8th and 9th free throw attempts on the season. He's now 3 for 8. Make him 4 for 9 and make the Urban Knights lead. I think we just had a fan perhaps get ejected here or something. Not quite sure what just happened. There's a whistle. They brought the ball back. The referee yelled, I believe he's got to go, but I don't really see anything else happening, so I don't know what exactly that was. We'll keep some eyes on it. They get it over to Isaiah Williams in the corner. The Urban Knights now only leading by 7 after they led by as much as 13. Step back jumper for Williams, no good. Metcalf, though, right there for the offensive rebound and the tip in. Ends a 5-1 run for Dominican. There's a 3 from Curry. Rimming out, Jamal Fuller couldn't quite haul in the rebound though. And so Dominican will get it back, and it looks like we're going to have another stoppage. 8 minutes even to go in the half. Urban Knights leading 27-18 here at Lane College. Welcome back. The Urban Knights leading 27-18 with 8 minutes to go in the half. And they'll come out of the timeout with Eli and Alan Taylor, along with Munson, Fuller, and Metcalf. Meanwhile, for Dominican, it's the starters, Curry, McCutcheon, Johnson, Siebels, and Pouchet. As there's a nice layup there from, I believe it was McCutcheon. And here's Rodney Munson, who's had the hot hand, but misses that three long and strong. Here they come the other way. It's Pouchet over to Johnson. McCutcheon, defended by Metcalf, gets it over to Curry. Curry tries to back down Metcalf. Initiated some contact there to get some space and scored. First basket for Curry, who's now 1 of 7. Second leading scorer, tied for the leading scorer for Dominican is Curry and McCutcheon, but Curry had been shut down for the most part as the Urban Knights get a basket there on the other end from Metcalf, who's now got 10, tied with McCutcheon to lead all scorers. In a game where it feels like the Urban Knights have been the much better team, they currently sit with just a 7-point lead. Siebels got Munson in the air, rimmed out the mid-range, and here comes Taylor the other way. Eli Taylor over to Munson. Munson up top, Jamal Fuller, good look at a three. Rim that out. Here comes Curry for Dominican. Curry over to Pouchet, who traveled. Thought about it a bit too much and shuffled the feet. As that's going to get Latrell Williams back into the game. Jamal Fuller will take a seat. Urban Knights lead sitting there at 7, and it feels like the game's kind of hanging around here. I know it's only the first half, but the Urban Knights had to lead up to 13, and I feel like they can push it back up a little bit before halftime. Second half just might feel a bit more daunting for this Dominican team. That is really, it's hung with the Urban Knights. They took them to double overtime already. They're hanging with him here as Eli Taylor can't finish at the rim there, and here comes Johnson. Defended tightly there by Alan Taylor. This is Eli Taylor guarding Curry. He finds McCutcheon, had that poked away and blocked by Latrell Williams, and here comes Eli Taylor the other way. Gets it over to Alan Taylor. They swing it to the corner. It comes back. Alan Taylor left wide open. The southpaw can't get it to go. And the Urban Knights have found a little bit of a cold streak here. Both teams scoreless the last 2 minutes. The Urban Knights for 140. as there's a 3-ball knocked down there by Pluchet, and all of a sudden the 13-point lead has come all the way down to 4. And this feels like a very important 5 minutes to close this first half. Taylor gets a screen from Metcalf, gets it into Munson, reversing it up and out. Munson looking for some contact there, not going to get it. Curry now had that poked away by Taylor, and then that pass came off the leg of Johnson. There's Alan Taylor skying high and finishing. Taylor hung in the air for a while there and finished through the contact from McCutcheon, ending the 2+ minute scoreless drought for the Urban Knights, and that'll get a Dominican timeout. This game's a little tighter than it feels like it should be. We'll take a quick break here with 4:18 to go in the half. Urban Knights leading 31-25. Welcome back here at Olaney College. Dominican will have the basketball out of this timeout. 21 to shoot. And after the Urban Knights got out to a 22-9 lead, the last 7 minutes, it's been a 16-9 run here for Dominican to cut the lead down to 6. Denied Johnson off the inbounds. They got it into Pluchet. This is Siebels with Munson right on him. Pluchet gets a screen from the recently checked in Ilunga. Curry splits the defenders, drives, and is hacked there by Latrell Williams. That's going to be the second on Latrell. And Curry is going to go to the line for the first time tonight. Dale is a 71% free throw shooter on the season. Makes his first attempt there. Curry hits them both to cut it back down to 4. Eli Taylor handles for the Urban Knights. Munson draws the foul there on Curry, but that will put the Urban Knights into the single bonus. And so Rodney Munson's going to have a 1-and-1 here, as McCutcheon's going to return and send Pluchet to the bench. Meanwhile, the Urban Knights have committed 8 fouls, so pretty close to sending Dominican into the double bonus as Munson converts the front end of the 1-and-1. Earns himself a second attempt. Cashes it in. So the Urban Knights now 7 of 10 on free throws to start the game. Curry, well defended by Taylor, gets some help from Metcalf. Ilunga is going to drive on Metcalf, who at one point had a headband. I don't know where it ended up, but it's no longer on his head. Here comes Taylor. He gets it into Metcalf. Up top, Latrell Williams. Double comes, but he spun away from it. Then he spins into the double there and finishes. Nice move there from Latrell Williams, just his second field goal. And the Urban Knights have pushed the lead back up to 8. As we're into the final 3 minutes of the first half. There's a 3 launch there by Johnson. Hit off of the backboard, and then here's Eli Taylor knocking down a 3. Eli Taylor hits the 3 there to push the Urban Knights lead back up to 11. And this unit, which started the game tonight, has been the best for the Urban Knights so far this evening. There's Siebels responding. Garrett Siebels, he's got 8. And that's where the Urban Knights lead sits right now. Taylor to Taylor. Screen from Latrell Williams. Alan Taylor thought about launching that 3. Now this is Eli Taylor on the wing, defended by Curry. He kicks it out. Alan Taylor from the corner. It's a 2. And it's off back iron. Here comes Dominican the other way. Ilunga had it poked away. Munson emerges with it. Here's the pass to Alan Taylor, just a bit strong. And a golden opportunity for an easy basket there, thrown away by the Urban Knights. That's going to get Traylon Payne and Jamal Fuller into the game as Eli Taylor and Latrell Williams sit down. Alan Taylor was about to check out, but there's only 2 subs. So Alan stays on the court. Johnson defended by Taylor, crossing over, driving. Well defended by Metcalf, went straight up. Didn't try to block the shot, forces the miss. And then there's a drive by Munson. Unable to finish there. And the rebound came off of Metcalf. 1:25 to go here in the half. They kick it out in the corner. That's Siebels. Can't find the range that time. Here comes Alan Taylor, the southpaw from the corner. Took some contact and a tumble there, but was able to splash home the 3. Alan Taylor's now got 5. The Urban Knights lead back up to 11. And then Taylor pokes that one away. Alan Taylor is going to drive and have that goaltended by Curry. And Alan took a hard fall there. It looks like he's okay. As the 6-foot Curry got way up on that one, but that ball had hit glass before Curry got a piece of it. And Taylor and the Urban Knights have pushed the lead back up to 13, which is as high as it's been tonight. So far, they're closing this half just about how you would have drawn it up if you were Scott Waterman. And then that was poked away by Payne. Saves it into Fuller. Back out Payne in the corner. Payne gets it into Metcalf. Metcalf traveled. They're going to say he dragged the pivot foot, which I think was the right call, because I think it looked awkward at first because he took 2 steps, but they were both pivots. But I do think that was the right call, that he did drag the pivot foot. So we got an 7-second game clock, shot clock difference, and then the turnover. Taylor throws it ahead to Munson. Munson lays it up and out. Fuller tips it up and in. Jamal Fuller, the tip in to push the Urban Knights lead to 15 as we're into the final 10 seconds of the half. Johnson, guarded by Taylor, is going to get a screen and go away from it. He kicks it out. Pluche from the corner knocks it down, and that'll do it for the first half. Up and down first half, but it ends with the Urban Knights with a double-digit lead. Feels like they should be up by more, but I think they'll take a 12-point lead as we go into half. We'll see you in 15. Urban Knights leading 45-33. Welcome back here to Laney College in Oakland, California. The home site for the Urban Knights tonight, where they lead it 45-33 here at the half against Dominican. Let's take you through some of the numbers. And a lot of these numbers are pretty close. The Urban Knights losing the rebound battle, but just by 2. 3-point line, 3 of 10 for Dominican, 4 of 10 for the Urban Knights, 8 of 10 free throwing for Dominican, 7 of 10 for the Urban Knights. The Urban Knights, though, have made 7 more field goals on 5 more attempts. A lot of those points coming off, 10 of their points coming off turnovers. They have a 10-3 advantage in the turnover category, and those plus 9 in points off turnovers, as Dominican does have 1. And they lead by 12. And so most of that lead has come from them turning the ball over. They forced some turnovers, some live ball turnovers and some turnovers near their baseline where they've gotten some easy looks, and that's been really the big difference. That and the Urban Knights are shooting 48.6% to 36.7% for Dominican. So if all things remain equal here, the Urban Knights, I think, will hang on to win this one. But it did seem there was a bit of a lull in part of that first half. The Urban Knights had gotten out to a 13-point lead at one point. It came all the way down to 4. It seemed like just with a little bit of I don't want to infer anything, but they seemed just like a little bit more relaxed after that point and allowed Dominican to claw back into the game. But then the Urban Knights pushed the lead up to 15 at one point right before half. And it closed at 12, which is where we sit now. And the Urban Knights will have the basketball to start the second half, as the Urban Knights are going to return their starters from tonight onto the floor. It'll be Metcalf, Taylor Williams, Latrell Williams, that is, and Munson. Starters back on the floor for Dominican: Johnson, Curry, McCutcheon, Pluchet, and Siebels. They inbound it to Latrell Williams, and we are underway here in the second half. Alan Taylor, nice pump fake, gets himself a good look at mid-range, no good. One-handed rebound by Latrell Williams, who's going to draw a foul, but it's going to be on the floor. Foul's going to go against Siebels. That is his second. No crazy foul trouble for anyone, really. Only 3 players in total with 2 fouls before that foul from Siebels, which was just his first. As they kick it out to Eli Taylor, it's back to him, and then we've got an offensive 3-second call on Quentin Metcalf, who has decided to shed the headband. It seems like it was a conscious decision as he's come out without it. But foul trouble for both teams, 2 for Pluchet, 2 for both Latrell and Isaiah Williams for the Urban Knights, and that's really it. Anybody else who's committed a foul has only done so once so far this evening. This is Pluchet with it. Backs down against Latrell Williams, nowhere to go. McCutcheon's going to go straight into the chest of Metcalf, but well defended there, as Metcalf forces the miss, and then there's a strong drive and finish from Munson. Took some contact in the air, but laid it up and in for our first points of the second half to push the Urban Knights lead back up to 14. It's Curry getting through the whole defense, but was just a bit under the rim there and laid it up straight into the rim. And then a nice pass inside there from Taylor to Metcalf, and a little bit of a line drive shot there that just came up short. But a nice drive and feed there from Eli Taylor to set that up. Pluchet is going to launch a 3, top of the key, back iron. But it fell to McCutcheon, who's going to back down on Metcalf and lay it out. Rebound to Latrell Williams. He's going to try to push it here. Swings it across to Munson, behind the back dribble, kicks it out. It was poked away there by Pluchet. Pluchet driving, and well defended there by Latrell Williams. And then the follow also missed, so Latrell will push it back the other way, and he's going to pull up and shoot a three off back iron. I don't think Scott Waterman was necessarily fond of that shot selection there. So just a 2-0 start to the half. And we're just sitting here with the Urbanites leading now by 12 there as Johnson gets the layup off the cut. And so far, just not a whole lot of energy to start this half. It just seems a little sluggish. Williams backs down on Curry, and he's going to be called for a foul as Curry bounced off of him. And that's going to be the third foul on Latrell Williams. So Latrell's going to sit down as Jamal Fuller checks in. Johnson with it now for Dominican. Rises up and shoots that one over Eli Taylor, and then that inbounds pass poked away by Curry. And the Urbanites just coming out a little bit flat here to start this second half. Now scoreless in the last 2+ minutes. And this is still just a 10-point game with a lot of game left as there's Jamal Fuller left wide open. Front rim, strong rebound from Metcalf, but he couldn't quite secure it. Here comes Johnson the other way. Had that poked away, and they're going to call a foul on Eli Taylor as he tried to poke away the jumper from Johnson. Looked clean from here, but apparently not. That's going to be the first foul on Eli Taylor. And Johnson will go to the line. Make him now 3 of 3. And 4 of 4 on free throws tonight. And once again, Dominican slowly climbing back into it. Urbanites had pushed it up to 14. It sits now at 8. Metcalf sees two defenders, kicks it out. Munson's going to drive it. Layup is good. Metcalf did well there to not touch the ball as he was in position for the tip-in. Rodney Munson's now got 14 to lead all scorers. And he's pushed the Urbanites back ahead by 10 as there's McCutcheon missing. Pluchet took a tumble there inside. He's a little bit behind the play. Let's see if the Urbanites can take advantage. Doesn't seem like they will, but Jamal Fuller gets to the block. Munson falls down, and they're going to call a travel on Munson as they say he possessed that as he fell to the ground, and that's going to get us to our first break. It's been a 6-4 start to the half. Urbanites leading by 10. It's 49-39, 15:39 to go. Welcome back here to Laney College in Oakland, California. The Urban Knights have a 10-point lead. Dominican will have the ball with a fresh 30 out of the timeout. They take the floor with their same 5 as the Urban Knights made a couple substitutions. It's now Fuller, Munson, Payne, Isaiah Williams, and Quentin Metcalf on the floor for the Urban Knights. So they're applying some pressure here, but Dominican able to break it. They swing it over to Siebels, who has Munson on him. McCutcheon drives on Metcalf, and then he traveled. Shuffled the feet as he was trying to back down Metcalf. That's the 11th Dominican turnover. First one here in the second half. Fuller had that poked away by McCutcheon. Looking for some contact, not going to get it. That's going to get Nathan Ilunga into the game as Siebels will head to the bench for Dominican. Get it into Isaiah Williams. On the baseline, he spins, feeds it to the cutting Fuller, and Jamal Fuller is fouled. Foul's going to go against Ilunga. That is going to be the second on Ilunga. They're going to call it on the floor, apparently. That looked like that was for sure a shooting foul. Inbound comes to Isaiah Williams. It was poked away, but it's going to be a backcourt violation on Isaiah Williams. It was poked away by Curry, but I guess the official is going to rule that Williams touched it in the front court and then possessed it in the back court. I'll be honest, watching it live, I think that might have been the right call, but hard to tell live speed. Looks like, though, they are going to reverse this call because of the deflection. I think they were saying, as far as I can tell, the referee was saying that the last time Williams touched it before he possessed it was when it was Curry and Williams both had their hands on the ball. They're going to put 20 on the shot clock, but the Urban Knights will keep it. Get it across and over to Munson. They get it to Williams, who flashed to the mid-range there at the elbow and then missed the mid-range. Metcalf had a good look at that rebound but couldn't quite squeeze it. Definitely it looked like a travel there from Curry, who was just gathering himself there. And shuffled the feet a bit, and then Johnson rims out the three, but it comes back to him. They get it into Ilunga, who floats it up and in. And the 14-point lead is now down to 8. Urban Knights, I think, still trying to find some consistency and some energy here in the second half. Payne kicks it out to Isaiah Williams. Williams on the drive, feeds it into Metcalf. Metcalf is going to draw the foul on Ilunga. And that's going to be the third foul on Nathan Ilunga. And Quentin Metcalf is going to shoot his 5th and 6th free throws of the night. He is 2 of 4 at the line. Metcalf already with 10 points and 6 boards tonight. It's the front end. And Metcalf, for the first time tonight, hits both free throws. And with that, he'll head to the bench as Latrell Williams will check back in with those 3 fouls that he has. And the Urbanites get the lead back up to 10. Curry, the ball screen. Feeds Ilunga, who reverses it up and in. Good find from Curry, good finish from Ilunga. Jamal Fuller gets it in the short corner. He'll back it out to the corner. Double comes, cross-court pass to Isaiah Williams. That's a 2, rims out, and then that ball looked like it came off of Latrell Williams, but the Urbanites will take it and keep it. As Alan Taylor's going to check in and give Rodney Munson a rest here. Inbound it long to Taylor. Taylor gets the ball screen from Williams, kicks it over to Fuller, who's going to drive the baseline. Whips it across to Payne, out to Taylor, who had that poked away. And that referee is going to be overruled, as the referee on the far side ruled that Dominican basketball, but that was clearly poked away. But the Urbanites are going to have 4 seconds to shoot here. In kind of an awkward position for an inbound. Inbounded to Jamal Fuller, who's going to try to beat the buzzer here and doesn't hit rim. Rebound secured by McCutcheon. And then they're going to call that foul on Jamal Fuller for some light contact. It's going to be the first on Jamal. It'll be the team's 4th. No, it'll be their 3rd. Excuse me. They inbound it to Johnson. Dominican has a chance to start to close the gap here. The lead sits at 8. Curry drives, sees 3 defenders, kicks it out to Johnson. It's back with Curry now into Ilunga on Williams. Both players with those 3 fouls. Rebound loose. Alan Taylor got to it and had it poked away by McCutcheon. And the Urbanites get a stop. Urbanites are playing good defense. They're holding Dominican to just 4 of 12 shooting, but the Urbanites themselves shooting just 2 of 9 in the early going in this half. Have not had the same rhythm offensively. As there's a strong drive and finish from Jamal Fuller, barking at the referee for some contact there. Is very physical defense there from Ilunga. But Jamal finished, threw it, and then a strong rejection there from Latrell Williams. Gets the Urbanites going the other way. And was Isaiah Williams out of bounds when he caught that? Apparently so. So Williams steps out of bounds and the Urbanites give it right back. Pressing here on Curry. Curry gets it into Siebels, who just checked back in for Ilunga. And then there's McCutcheon getting all the way to the rim. And then nearly a steal there from Johnson. See if the Urbanites can take advantage in transition. They do. That's a goaltend there from Pluchet. And that basket will count for Traylon Payne. And that'll get us to another break. 11:49 to go. Urbanites leading 55-45. Welcome back out of the break. The Urban Knights leading this one 55-45. And they're going to have, they'll be defending here. They take the court with the same five. It's Williams, Allen, Taylor, Payne, and Fuller. They get it into Curry, who sees two. Curry, though, is able to get it across to Siebels. They pass it around to Johnson, who's on the floor with Siebels, Pluchet, McCutcheon, and Curry. As there's a little bit of chaos here, but they're able to find McCutcheon, who's going to back down on Latrell Williams, who's got those 3 fouls. Well defended, rebound, foul on Siebels, who pushed off there on Fuller. Very clear push off. That foul on Siebels is going to be his second and the team's fourth. Urban Knights bring it up, leading by 10, and the game's really been hanging around this number most of the way. As there's a 3 from Allen, Taylor short. Rebound secured by McCutcheon, who's going to bring it the other way. Dominican's got some numbers, but the Urban Knights defending pretty well here in transition. Curry gets by Fuller. Looked like there might have been a bit of a carry there. He's able to get it into Pluchet, who draws the foul there on Isaiah Williams, who got in the air. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Isaiah Williams. So Isaiah and Latrell Williams both with 3 fouls for the Urban Knights. Pluchet knocks down that free throw. His first attempt of the night. Came into today a 69% free throw shooter. Knocks down both free throws there. And once again has the lead down to 8. But Dominican hasn't been closer than about 6 in a while. They've only led once in this game. They scored the first basket, and they haven't led since. Pluchet sees Fuller. Creates some space. Dribble handoff to Siebels to a cutting McCutcheon. Lays it up and in over Taylor, and then we've got a timeout. Scott Waterman doesn't like what he's seeing from his team as Dominican has pushed the deficit down to 6. So we'll take a break as the Urban Knights need a little bit of a reset here. They're shooting just 4 of 12 in the half after shooting 17 of 35 in the first half. And the offense has just looked a little bit discombobulated here. We'll take a short break. Be right back. It's 55-49. Welcome back out of that 30-second timeout. Urban Knights leading by 6, but they're one of their last 4 on threes and just 4 of 12 overall in the half. They haven't made a 3 in this half and just haven't looked quite themselves offensively. After turning it over just 3 times in the first half, they've turned it over 6 times in about the first half of this half. The offense has just not been there as Eli Taylor and Rodney Munson checked in along with Latrell Williams for the Urban Knights. And then they get it into the cutting Munson. Nice find from Allen Taylor and a big basket there for the Urban Knights. increases the lead up to 8. Johnson with Eli Taylor on him, kicks it over to Curry, drives past Munson, feeds it into McCutcheon, or excuse me, Pluchet. Pluchet lays it up and in. He's now got 10 points. This is Jamal Fuller on the wing, spinning, and then that pass went right into the hands of the waiting McCutcheon. And here comes Dominican the other way. They get it over to Curry, who's going to launch a 3 long. Latrell Williams is going to be fouled on that rebound by McCutcheon. That's going to be foul number 2 on McCutcheon. Dominican upset. They felt Latrell went over the back there, but foul went against McCutcheon. It'll be the 5th team foul, as Quinn Metcalf will check in for Alan Taylor. So the Urban Knights going about as big as they kind of can, with the 6'8" Metcalf, the 6'5" Williams and Fuller on the floor, as we've got a foul again on McCutcheon. So that's 2 straight on McCutcheon, and 6 team fouls. So the next Dominican foul will put the Urban Knights in the single bonus. Just needing to get it in. They get it into Rodney Munson, who drives past Curry, steps back, puts up a 3 off rim. Metcalf, though, there for the rebound, rimming it out. Latrell Williams grabs the rebound, and then he's going to be called for a foul. And that foul on Latrell Williams is going to be number 4. So instead of that being rebound number 11 for Latrell tonight, only one of 2 Urban Knights to have more than 3 rebounds. And then the other way, Siebels comes down and hits a 3, and all of a sudden, we've got a 3-point ball game with 8.5 to go. The Urban Knights ran away with this game a couple times, but they've stalled out and allowed Dominican to come back in. And then we were going to have another rebounding foul, this time against Jamal Fuller. That's his 2nd. And the team 6, and now both teams 1 foul away from the single bonus. And this game that has really not felt like it most of the way, all of a sudden is very close. Curry handles for Dominican. Gets it up to Pluchet, and then McCutcheon comes open but misses the layup. McCutcheon, who's been the leading scorer for Dominican tonight with 14 points, had a wide open layup, and then here comes Munson, and he's going to draw a blocking foul there, nearly a passing crash. That's going to go against Pluchet, which will be his 3rd. And it's going to put the Urban Knights into the single bonus, so Rodney Munson will have a 1-and-1 here, as McCutcheon will sit with his 3 fouls. And Ilunga will check in, sporting 3 fouls of his own. Rodney Munson knocking down the first free throw. Rodney leads all scorers tonight with 18 points. He's been very efficient, 6 of 13, 2 of 4 on threes, a perfect 4 of 4 at the line. And a big couple of free throws here to push the Urban Knights lead back up to 5, just as Dominican was starting to squeeze it. But McCutcheon back in, so it was Pluchet who checked out. And then Isaiah Williams is going to be called for a reach-in foul there. And out of this break, Dale Curry is going to have a 1-and-1. And that is also the 4th foul on Isaiah Williams. So both Williams with 4 fouls, and that could be big for the Urban Knights for this final 7:50. We're going to take a break. Just under 8 minutes to go. We've got a ball game. It's 59-54. Welcome back out of the break. Dale Curry's going to have a 1-and-1 here at the line. And now both Isaiah and Latrell Williams are on the bench with 4 fouls apiece. So the Urbanites take the floor with Eli and Alan Taylor, Rodney Munson, Jamal Fuller, and Quinton Metcalf. Meanwhile, for Dominican, they've got Siebels, Ilunga, Curry, McCutcheon, and Johnson. Curry, now 3 of 3 from the line tonight. It's been a struggle for him offensively. He's got 4 turnovers, just 1 of 10 shooting, and 0 of 4 on threes. He does have 6 assists, and he misses his first free throw of the night there. So the lead sits at 4. It's been as high as 15 for the Urbanites. They've pushed it between 12 and 15 multiple times tonight. But every time it's gotten up, Dominican has eventually found a way to get it tight again as Metcalf sees double, spins away from it baseline and lays it up and in. Beautiful move there from Quinton Metcalf. He's now got 14, and he's got the Urbanites lead back up to 6. They feed Ilonga on the post, trying to back down Metcalf. Rims that out. Shot looked better than might have expected it to based on how good the defense was. There's Eli Taylor in the corner, splashing home the 3. Eli Taylor with his second three-pointer. And very quickly, the Urbanites have pushed their lead back up to 9. Dale Curry sees 2, tries to split the double team. It gets to Ilonga. Now here's McCutcheon, defended by Jamal Fuller. Nearly a travel there. Instead, it's Siebels rimming it out. Eli Taylor skied high for that rebound, and he'll push it. Nothing there. Gets it over to Alan Taylor. They swing it over to Munson, wide open in the corner. No. Ilunga the rebound. Good look there from Rodney, just couldn't knock it down. Just under 6 to go. They get it into Ilunga. Kicks it out, Curry. Still can't buy one. Great hustle and save there from McCutcheon, but it ends up with Quinton Metcalf. Here comes Alan Taylor to throw it down, and he's fouled. Alan Taylor going aggressive to the rim there. And he'll be rewarded with free throws. I think everybody held their breath there for a moment. That foul, I believe that foul goes against Johnson. That's his second. Alan Taylor's going to have 2 shots here. Rims that one out. That was the first free throw attempt tonight for Allen, who's a 53% free throw shooter on the season. And he leaves the second one on the rim. So Allen misses both free throws. Urbanites pressing here, but Dominican able to break it and create a nice look at mid-range there for Siebels. Cuts it back down to 7. Jamal Fuller has it against Pluchet. Kicks it out to Munson, who's had a great night offensively. Eli Taylor gets a ball screen from Metcalf. They swing it around. Alan Taylor from the corner. Got it. Alan Taylor with his second three-pointer. And once again, the Urbanites lead is back up at double digits. And there's Curry going to the rim, missing. Rebound, though, falls to McCutcheon. Took some contact there and finished. Tough defense there, but a tougher finish from McCutcheon, as that's going to get that offensive rebound, I think, is going to get Latrell Williams back into the game. As he heads to the scorer's table. The nice feed in there from Munson to Jamal Fuller, who can't buy a call tonight, but was able to finish that one through contact. Jamal's now got 8 on 4 of 8. And then Curry falls down, and a timeout is going to be called by Coach Justin Arginal, as he saw Curry was about to get trapped there on the ground. So we'll take a break. 4:10 to go. Urbanites leading 69-59. Welcome back here. It'll be Dominican basketball with 18 to shoot after that timeout called on the Curry slippage. Isaiah and Latrell Williams back into the game for the Urbanites along with Traylon Payne. So they share the floor with Munson and Fuller. Meanwhile, same 5 on the floor for Dominican, or excuse me, starters on the floor as Ilonga checked back out. Touche returned. But both Isaiah and Latrell Williams with those 4 fouls. And then there's a step-back 3 from Jamal Fuller. Beautiful high arcing 3-ball from Jamal. And once again, the Urbanites lead by 13. And then Isaiah Williams just fouled out there on a ticky-tack reaching call there. But that'll do it for Isaiah tonight. So Isaiah's going to sit down. And then they gave the free throw there to Johnson, but Scott Waterman hadn't subbed in his replacement for Isaiah Williams yet. So I think they're not going to count that free throw. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Johnson, who's 4 of 4 free throwing tonight. hits the first. And the second. So Johnson converts the free throws. Urbanites getting into Jamal Fuller. Nice feed inside to Latrell Williams, who lays it up and in. Good ball movement there from the Urbanites. And now, as we're into the final 3.5, you're starting to play the clock and Dominican a little bit here. As that one last off of Taylor, I believe. Dominican keeps with 17 to shoot. They're getting into Curry from the corner. Still can't buy one. Rodney Munson, first one to the loose ball. Kind of put himself into a bad spot there and turned it over. Had himself a good look, and then he pulled it out to try to waste some time, I think, and then just got himself up in the air, and then that ball's poked away by Payne and out the door. Luckily not too far away. The situation outside that door is a little awkward. That ball could have gotten far away. Dominican has it, 28 to shoot. Trail by 13. There's a three from Johnson, knocks it down. Johnson now with 15. But a 10-point game with under 3 to go. The Urbanites content to run a little bit of clock here and get some good looks. As there's Jamal Fuller driving right to the basket. Couldn't quite get it to go, but the Urbanites will keep possession there on the second effort. They'll get a fresh 20. Every rebound looms large right now for Dominican. As there's Jamal Fuller drawing the contact and finishing. Jamal finally got himself a call, and he finished through it and has a chance for a three-point play at the charity stripe. This will be Jamal Fuller's first free throw tonight. Jamal hits the free throw. He's now got 14 points. After a quiet first half with just 4. 10 here in the second for Jamal. And then there's a steal by Latrell Williams. Gets it up to Jamal Fuller, who's going to lob it up to Payne, who's going to draw a foul on the way up. But that was about as good of a pass as you could get there from Jamal Fuller and Traylon Payne. Fouled as he attempted to dunk it down. That foul against, not quite sure yet, but the foul before that had gone on McCutcheon, who's now got 4. As Traylon Payne misses that free throw, which was his first attempt of the night. That foul on the alley-oop there was against Curry, his second. Urbanites now in the double bonus the rest of the way, and then we've got a lane violation on Latrell Williams. And so that free throw won't count. So an empty possession for the Urbanites, but more time off the clock in this 13-point game with 2 minutes to go. Dominican playing with not a whole lot of urgency right now. They get it out, though, to Siebels, who hits the three. Keeps Dominican close. And that'll get us a timeout from Justin Argenal. 10-point game with 2 minutes to go. And we'll see. Dominican's going to have to be aggressive here defensively, but with the Urbanites in the double bonus, don't necessarily want to foul here and give the Urbanites a free chance to extend the lead. But in this 10-point game with a 30-second shot clock, you can't necessarily afford to let the Urbanites just bleed the clock out either by taking long, deliberate possessions. So we'll see how they play this out of the timeout. But in theory, Urban Knights are in pretty good position to close this one out here, given time and score. So they get it across here to Payne, who's going to launch a three from the corner and miss. And it's a quick shot like that that might let Dominican back in this game if they can score quickly here and perhaps even hit a three. Cross court, it's Siebels into McCutcheon, who's going to draw a foul on the reach there from Payne, who was looking to tie him up. That'll be the second on Payne. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for McCutcheon, who hasn't taken a free throw yet tonight, but leads the team with 16 points, now 17 points and 8 rebounds. Splitting the free throws, Latrell Williams grabs his 11th rebound, game high. Urban Knights are able to get it across. Taylor's trapped in the corner. He's able to split the double team, get it over to Munson. Munson's going to drive, float it up and out. Rebound to Johnson. Johnson leading the break here, gets it over to Siebels. Siebels thought about the three, instead is going to drive, and the Urban Knights will just let him lay that up. Now a 7-point game with a minute to go. Munson gets it up to Latrell Williams. Now Alan Taylor back to Munson. Munson into Payne. Payne is going to be fouled by McCutcheon. And Traylon Payne, who's 0 for 1 due to that lane violation, will head to the line for the second time tonight. A chance to put this game just about out of reach, as that was the 5th foul on McCutcheon. So he is fouled out. He'll take his 17 points and 8 rebounds to the bench for the remainder of the night as Ilunga checks in. Excuse me, Ilunga. Payne missing the front end again. Keeping Dominican ever so slightly in this one. And he misses both. Ilunga came back for the rebound, and Johnson will handle it. Johnson nearly had it poked away by Payne. He'll get it over to Siebels. Siebels for three, got it. And Dominican's going to take their last time out here, and what has all of a sudden become a 4-point ball game. So what could have been a 9-point Urban Knights lead stayed at 7. Siebels came down to hit the three to give him 21 points tonight. And all of a sudden, these final 45.9 are going to be a little bit more interesting than I think any of us would have expected or liked, given where this game was just about a minute and a half ago. But with a 15.9 second difference here between the game clock and the shot clock, in some way, shape, or form, Dominican is going to have to play the foul game here. They have no timeouts left. The Urban Knights 1 foul away from putting Dominican in the double bonus, so essentially both teams are in the double bonus here. The Urban Knights do have 2 timeouts. Should they need them, especially if they have any trouble getting the ball inbounds here. They haven't much tonight, but you never know in these close situations. So Dominican takes the floor with Davis, I think, on the floor for defense/fouling. And then that one came off of Eli Taylor. I think he was expecting to get a foul there and didn't. And so that ball was last touched by him, and he'll sit down and be replaced by Alan Taylor. And now Dominican has a chance to cut this to 2 or even 1 with a score here. And there's the baseline jumper missed. Traylon Payne the rebound, and he'll be fouled. So a big miss there from Pluchet, who had a pretty good look. And we'll see if Traylon Payne can push the lead here at the free throw line. So far he's 0 of 3 tonight. The one that he made was nullified by a lane violation. But he hits that one to push it up to 5. Rims that one out, rebound, that came off of Latrell Williams, who very nearly had a strong one-handed rebound that would have just about done it. Urban Knights applying pressure, and Traylon Payne had the game right there, but couldn't quite squeeze it on the steal there. And now I think the referees are going to have a quick conversation about the clock. But they're keeping it where it is, 35.9. They inbound it to Siebels, and Siebels is out of bounds. Wanted the foul there on Munson, but it seemed like Siebels was initiating the contact there. And then I couldn't tell if it was with the step or with the dribble, but either way, he stepped out of bounds. And Scott Waterman's going to call a timeout, as it looked like Latrell Williams is having a little bit of trouble inbounding that basketball. But these last 45.9 seconds have really drawn themselves out. Urban Knights lead it by 5. Got 33.5 to go. And now have just one timeout remaining. But assuming they get it across, you can expect a foul here, as long as nobody gets trapped. And 2 free throws should just about do it. They get it into Jamal Fuller. Jamal breaks the pressure, gets it across, and draws the foul. So Jamal can just about ice it at the line. 28.9 to go, and with Dominican having no timeouts, 7-point deficit would be all but insurmountable. Jamal knocks down the first. Jamal hits both free throws. So it's a 7-point game. Clock continues to run as Johnson steps back for 3 and knocks it down. Not just yet, say the Penguins. As they get it, the Urban Knights get it back to Jamal Fuller. He'll be fouled by Davis, so that'll be his third. Still 18.8 to go. Now just a 4-point lead. Jamal Fuller, though, continues to stroke it from the charity stripe. Hits them both to push it up to 6. They get it into Siebels. They push it to Ilunga. Johnson taking too much time, gets it into Ilunga, who lays it up and in, and I don't think Dominican really wanted to take the 2 there. As the inbound goes to Jamal Fuller, who's fouled by Ilunga. That's his 4th. But now 7.3 seconds have run off the clock. And if Jamal Fuller hits both of these free throws, nothing will have changed for Dominican. Jamal once again knocking down the free throw. That free throw now gives him 19 points tonight to lead the Urban Knights. And they left that one on the rim. Dominican's going to have to hustle. They get it over to Johnson, who lays it up and in. With 5.4 seconds, it's a 3-point game. They get it into Taylor. Taylor just throws it down court. It's loose. Fuller lays it up, but that's going to do it. The Urban Knights ran just enough time off the clock. And despite leading by double digits for most of this game, they hang on and win this one by 3. They improve now to 18-7, 13-4 in conference, which should bring them into a tie for first place in the Pac West. And they're now 12-2 in their last 14 games. That'll do it here from Laney College. Thank you for joining us for hopefully both games of our doubleheader. My name's Satchel Foster. See you next time.